Now, boys and girls, the nation change stuff on my channel seems to go down pretty well. I did one a couple of days ago, got like 100,000 views. You lot seem to love it. March like scene is going pretty well so far. As you guys can see, we're just over 6,000 likes in 6 days. We're trying to get 100,000 likes in March. Every 1,000 likes that get on my videos in March, okay, is going to be £5 of my own money into a giveaway pot at the end, and it's all going to go to you lot, the viewers. That's right, yesterday's video got like 2,000 likes. That's sent that up by 2,000. We're now on an average of 1,000 a day, which is not too bad, but it's not good enough to get 100,000 marks. Let's get, I don't know, a big target, 3,000 likes today. Let's get a 9,000 likes for tomorrow's video. That's going to be a big step in the right direction. But today we got a Premier League edition of players that could have picked to play for a different nation. These are current players that are playing right now, and they are some of the Premier League's best players, right? And we got some of the craziest sort of results. So I think it's fair enough to say we should jump in and go with the first player. Who's a big player. It's always going to be big. I try to do it big on the YouTube channel. We have Kevin De Bruyne. Could have played for England. That's right. One of the best centre mids in the world could have played for England. Why could he have played for England? Well, I'm about to tell you. So he's played for Belgium throughout his whole career. Under 18s, under 19s, under 21, and 58 appearances for the main team. Obviously, you know, he's born in Belgium. He grew up in Belgium. So you're thinking, you know, why would he ever be able to play for England? He's not lived there long enough to, like, warrant that or anything. And it's not about the time he's lived there. Obviously, that is a factor sometimes. The FA do look at that. But it's more about his mother, who is, in fact, English. That's right, his mum is actually English, if you guys didn't know that. Now, De Bruyne, okay, who actually speaks Dutch, French, German, and English. It says here, his mother is English, which is just, you know, simple as that. That qualifies him to play for England. If he's, you know, got ancestry that's English, that does qualify him. But his mother was born in Burundi and also lived in the Ivory Coast as well. So, you know, was born in England and stuff. She's technically English, but I don't think she really grew up in England, but that doesn't matter. She was born in England. No, I'm going to change that, okay? It says here, his mother is English, but was born in Burundi. So she was actually born in Burundi, that's right, but lived in England for a while. And she also lived in Ivory Coast as well. That little bit is irrelevant, but she was born in Burundi but grew up in England. Now, De Bruyne in 2013 said this in an interview: "My mother has an English mentality, but I am fully Belgian." So that's right. I don't think he ever considered playing for England. I don't think, you know, he ever thought about it. You know, he's always been in Belgium. He just grew up in Belgium, playing for the youth teams and stuff like that. Just because his mother's English, that wasn't enough to make him think, I want to play for England. Now, even though his mother is English, you know, the FA still got to agree to it. So before he played for Belgium, if he decided, you know what, I want to represent England, the FA still have to agree. And because his mother is English, that's a pretty strong link. Obviously, sometimes grandparents, you know, if his grandparents was English, that could still technically qualify and play for England, but his mother's a pretty strong link. So there you go, Kevin De Bruyne, the first player. Now, one of his teammates to the second player who's doing very, very well. Okay, this guy, Leroy Sane, very good player, very good winger, banging goals this year, doing very well for Man City, same as the old team, to be honest. Now, he was born in Germany, grew up in Germany, you know, played for all the Germany youth teams, under 19, under 21s, and obviously now 9 appearances for the main team as well, which is decent, you know. Obviously, can't change now. It's too late to change, but things could have been a little bit different for the winger, okay? He could have played for a different team. So his dad, okay, is former footballer and Senegalese international Souleymane Sane. So this guy, you know, his dad is Senegalese, which technically qualifies him to play for Senegal. Senegal, as you guys are aware, got some good players for them. Got some very, very good players, and Sane could have been a big part of that. You guys can see on his card there. It would look very strange. We're used to seeing a German flag next to his card, but he could have played for Senegal. Very simple as that. Now, his dad was actually raised in France. He came to Germany via his service in the French army. Now, Leroy actually has a dual German and French citizenship, okay? So technically, he could play for either Senegal, France, or Germany right at the start if he wanted to. I guess he's got a dual passport, it says here. Now, I don't know how he's got the French citizenship. I guess that's to do with his dad. He grew up in France, even though he was a Senegalese international. Now, his dad actually played for a lot of German teams as well, but obviously did, you know, obviously represent Senegal internationally. He's actually a coach for the international team as well, which is pretty decent. So yeah, we got Leroy Sane. Could have played for France, could have played for Senegal, but decided to stick with Germany, the place he grew up with. Obviously, you know, the place he played all the teams with. So yeah, 2 Man City players there. Things could have been very, very different for them. Pretty crazy to think about this sort of stuff. Imagine what if, okay? This video is just, you know, entirely based on what if. 2 big players there. What if, you know, we're all thinking it. Now, we got a player who was involved in a very big comeback yesterday. Man United versus Crystal Palace. I don't know what I even said there. We got a guy that scored one of the goals. It's not Matic's banger, you know, that was a banger, but we're not talking about him, okay? We are talking about Romelu Lukaku. Now, you know, it's same as, you know, De Bruyne, okay? This guy represents Belgium, has done throughout the whole youth career, under 15s upwards, so even younger than De Bruyne. Now he's made 65 appearances for the main team, 31 goals. Yeah, obviously he can't change now. Obviously the rules would not allow him to, but that's not what we're talking about, you know? We're talking simply what ifs here. Now, if you don't have a clue, obviously that is the Congo flag, okay? If you'd have played for DR Congo, very interesting, very good team. Obviously got like Blassie, you guys know Blassie, you've seen his card, haven't you? So yeah, now he warrants to play for Congo because both his parents actually are from there, okay? So it's very simple, very, you know, it's just no fine line, okay? His parents are Congolese, and it's as simple as that. Now, his father, Roger Lukaku, played professional football and was capped at international level by Congo as well. So there you go, very interesting stuff. His dad played for Congo. Similar to Sane's situation, to be honest. You know, Sane's dad played for Senegal, Lukaku's dad played for Congo. Obviously, they got footballing backgrounds, very, very similar, but they decided to play for the country they grew up in. So yeah, you know, obviously he's got a very good record for Belgium. He's done very well. Obviously, he's getting to the World Cup and stuff like that. What would have been if he decided to play for Congo? I mean, he made a very early sort of decision to play for Belgium under 15s, probably got the call up and stuff like that. But, you know, you technically can change until you make a full competitive debut. You can still technically change your national team as long as the FA agree to it. FA, I say FIFA, really. So there you go, guys. Few players there. Lukaku's another one. Okay, now we're going to move on to another player now. I think we're on to our fourth player now. So let's have a look at an English player that could have played for a different nationality, okay? One of, if not our best player at the minute, okay? We've got Harry Kane, could have represented and played for Ireland. That's right. Imagine that. Now, there was a time in Harry Kane's life where football wasn't going, you know, completely smooth for him. You know, he was going out on loan quite a lot. Let's have a look. He was, obviously, he's been at, you know, Spurs for ages since his youth career, but he's been at Leyton Orient, Millwall, Norwich, and Leicester, all on loan. And imagine if the loan spell system doesn't work, because it doesn't always work for every player. And he thought, you know what, I'm gonna have to move and, you know, not play for England because I have no chance playing for England. I guess when you're getting loaned out so much, you probably think I'm never gonna play for England. So maybe he thought, I might play for Ireland. I might have a better chance getting an Ireland team or whatever. But, you know, he played for England under 17s all the way up to the main team now, of course. So he made that decision quite early that he wanted to play for England. But like I said earlier, unless you make a full international debut, you can still technically change as long as FIFA agree to it. Now, his dad is actually Irish, okay, so that is how he obviously applies the, well, you know, he's allowed to play for Ireland. Very similar to a lot of the players in this episode. A lot of players have, you know, very close relatives that are from that nationality, whether it be a parent, etc, etc. But if you're like Scott McTominay, who actually is English, you know, he's completely English, born and raised in England, but his grandparents are Scotland, well, Scottish, should I say. They were obviously from Scotland, and now he's decided to play for Scotland. So he's decided to go the other route, not play for England, being English, and play for his grandparents' team, Scotland. That's how he's allowed to play for them. So there you go. Something like that could have happened to Harry Kane here, but there's more, you know, closer relation. Actual father who's Irish. But imagine if, you know, one of the best strikers in the world, one of the best, if not the best striker in the Premier League, you know, obviously going into a big World Cup, England, they're going to rely on a player like this heavily. And imagine if they didn't have him, because it could have easily happened. You never know. The loan system doesn't always work. It can make people do different things. But you know what? Fair play, Harry Kane. We're going to need you for the World Cup, buddy. Next up, we got one of the best midfielders probably in the Premier League. May not be right now, but he certainly has been the last couple of seasons. There's no arguing there. We've got N'Golo Kante. Now, this guy obviously plays for France. He's played for France now, what, 20 games, 1 appearance. Never played for the youth career. It's safe to say that this guy started his career a little bit later. You know, really got into it in like 22, 23, which is a little bit older, I suppose, these days. You know, you've got 16-year-olds breaking on, 17, 18-year-olds breaking on now. But, you know, Kante never got to play for the youth career for France, okay? So things could have been different for him. So he was born and raised in Paris, which is obviously decent. Obviously, that's why he qualifies to play for France, and that is why he is playing for France. But his parents actually are from Mali, okay? They migrated to France from Mali in 1980, so quite a few years ago now. So on that basis, okay, we have got a guy now who obviously plays for France. Now one of the best midfielders, has been for the last few years now. He never got to play, obviously, at the top level of football until a couple of years ago, and obviously that meant he got to miss the whole youth system, the whole international youth career that he could have had. So at that point, he may have thought, you know, I'm not going to get into, you know, France's under 18 teams. I'm not going to get in under 19s, 20s, 21, whatever you want to call it. So maybe my best option for me is to go and play and represent Mali, okay, the country of my parents, basically, which he could have done. Now, I don't 100% know why he didn't, or why, you know, I don't really know why. There's obviously loads of information. It's never been disclosed or whatever, so it doesn't really matter too much. It's not really why we're making the video. We're making a video because, you know what, he could have done it. This guy's won 2 Premier League titles back-to-back with 2 different teams, which I don't think has ever been done before. He's won nearly every individual award you can win in the Premier League, which is very very good. So, you know, obviously things could have been different for this guy. I mean, he still would have had the same type of career probably, but now he's got 20 appearances for France. Yeah, that could have been different. One more player in this video now who could have played for 2 different nations, but he decided to play for, okay, well, let's talk about this, okay? We've got Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now, he plays for Gabon, okay, which is obviously a decent team, but he had a few different, you know, choices, okay? So he played for France under 21, okay? That's who he played for originally, okay? He made an appearance for French under 21 teams, which is obviously decent. Now, at that point, he obviously felt like he has no chance of France. So what he's done, he's gone and played for Gabon under 23 teams, under 23rd teams, whatever you want to call it. Made 3 appearances for them, and at that point, he thought, I'm going to play full-time for Gabon, okay? And now he's played 56 games, 23 goals. Decent little record. So, of course, he could have played for France. It was obvious, you know, played for there for the youth career. Very, very obvious. But he played for Gabon. Now, how has this all come about? Well, let's have a look. Aubameyang is son of former Gabonese international Pierre Aubameyang. So there you go. His dad played for Gabon. Is very similar to a lot of the players in this episode. Very decent. Obviously, he was born and raised in France. That's how he could have played for France. And you're thinking to myself, Rossman, well, I'm not going to show you. I'm going to show you now. He could have played for Spain as well. How could he play for Spain? Well, his mother's actually Spanish. So listen to this, all right? Massive, massive triangle. Reminds me a bit of like the Yanazai situation a few years ago. This guy, obviously, his dad is from Gabon. His mum is from Spain. He was born and raised in France. That's 3 different nations he could have literally chose from. So originally he wanted to go to the same team. No, originally he wanted to pick the country he was born and raised in, France, which is arguably the best team out of all 3. Actually, I don't know, Spain are pretty decent as well. Then he decided, I'm going to represent the country where my dad was from. My dad's from Gabon, so he obviously did go down that route. But then he could have gone to the Spain route as well. His mother's Spanish. So, you know, 3 different options there for him. He picked Gabon. So do you guys think he made the best decision? I don't really know, but he's won a lot of awards for Gabon. He's won like best, I don't know, African Footballer of the Year and stuff like that, I believe. But there you go, guys. If you have enjoyed this video, please drop a like and a thumbs up down below. Let's get 3,000 likes for tomorrow's video. That'll send the total likes for March up to 9,000. And obviously, that'll be, you know, 15 more quid added to the giveaway pot. Gonna be decent. Anyway, guys, see you tomorrow for another video. Peace.